Hello, so this is a video talking about how to use the Biome Viewer and how to do the assignment. So I have linked here, or in the Bio Interactive, this is Howard Hughes Medical Institute, Bio Interactive. You could Google that if you wanted to find this, if you couldn't find the link in the assignment. This has the student worksheet in a PDF. So I wanted to point out that this PDF is editable, and it does have a table here. So this looks a little bit different in the Word version, or that what version I copied and pasted into your assignment. So just take into consideration that. Also, this table looks very different. And then, like, what patterns do you observe? Like maybe that could be due to like latitude, or it could be to rainfall or precipitation, or you could see how rainfall relates to, for example, species richness, which in this assignment is the total number of animal species in the different biomes. So this is the worksheet that you're going to fill out. When we look at the Biome Viewer, we can go to, click here, and we can launch this interactive. So I'm using this on a computer with a mouse. You could also do it on an iPad so that you could use a touch screen, or a laptop with a just a touch pad. Here, you could move in on a particular area. You can also rotate the planets. If you don't like this view, you could go up here, and what this does is this changes it to a flat map so that you have the whole view of the planet. Now, you probably realize that, or know that flat maps oftentimes are distorted a little bit. So that's why I'm going to use the regular globe. So here, all of the places are supposedly of the right dimensions. Okay, so let's look at the biomes. So I can either just drop a pin in one of the biomes. Let's go to, this is an interesting blue. Let's just go and drop a pin right here. So this tells me that this is alpine. So this is high up in the mountains. And it also tells me here the temperature. So this is the temperature, the dots. Precipitation, this is kind of confusing. This is down here. So precipitation is pretty, there's not much precipitation. It's pretty constant, although it is, I guess, a little bit rainier in January and December. So I could compare this to, for example, the coast. So I can drop a pin there. And then I could, oops, I lost that one pin. I could go back to my compare and drop another pin. So this is desert versus alpine. And so you can see that in the alpine, I get a little bit more rain than in the desert. So this is the rain, precipitation. This is the temperature. And then I could look at wildlife. So I could add up, in order to get species richness, I would add up. This in the desert has 21 species. This one has 46 species. So there are more species in the alpine region than in the desert. That could be like, I wonder if rainfall is related to species diversity. We can also look at a description. So they don't have specific plant species, but they tell you what types of plants grow in this particular region. And I know this desert. This is the desert in Chile, where NASA actually does a lot of work pretending like they're maybe on Mars. So actually NASA does a lot of work here. Okay, so that is one way you can work it. You could also type in here a place that you want to, specific place that you might want to search. So I could go to, say, for example, the Mojave one of my favorite places. And ooh, it went here. It didn't show me where that was, but where is the Mojave? Select a biome. Oh, maybe I'm still in comparison. Let's just cancel that and let's search for Mojave. Okay, there it is. Okay, so then we could go to this more information, description, what types of plants are there, climate, and then wildlife. So I could actually even click on these different wildlife and they could tell me maybe even some specific adaptations that these animals have to their environment. Okay. So the other thing about this Biome Viewer is that, oops, somehow I lost that one. Go back and launch it again. Is I can change this to what we call Anthrans. So this is right here. So biomes and terrain and precipitation and temperature, all of these I can look at, but your worksheet specifically asks you to look for these Anthrans. And so this is the date. So the 1700s, 1800s, 1900s, and 2000s. So I could look at, say, for example, the center US, which is actually grassland. In the 1700s, it was like wildlands. So I could like put a spot right there. So this is a temperate grassland. So in the 1800s, in the 1900s, it became rangeland. So that must be there, maybe cows. I could compare to over here. Description, climate. These are both temperate grasslands, but one became, what you'll notice here is in this particular example, you'll see that with the Anthrans 2000, that the yellow is the croplands. And so most of the center of the US has been cultivated. So we actually have very little natural prairie or grasslands left in the center of the United States. And then you could compare this to other regions on the planet. This is really interesting. India, villages, look at that. That is really interesting. They have a lot of people in India. So making some comparisons, what did it used to be? Semi-natural. If I drop a pin there, what is that environment? Tropical dry forest. Anyway, so I hope you have some fun playing with these. You could drop that down. Temperature, oh, it's going to get really hot in India. It's very warm in India. It's going to keep getting warmer. And then we have like a monsoon season, which is really important. And then look at this. Wow, species diversity. Okay, so I've had enough fun playing with it. I hope that you do too.